We've now reached day 5 on my look at the European Car of the Year winners. It's a bit like the 5 gold rings out of the 12 days of Christmas. We're taking a look at how good the jury was at choosing cars that went on to be icons, or whether they just picked ones that were duds. If you missed part 1 of this series, there's a link above or in the description. We've now reached the 2000s. So far the jury has largely picked winners, but could they keep up their streak of picking cars that went on to be great? Well, the 2000 winner, the Toyota Yaris, was a good bet. Toyota made cars that didn't go wrong, and the Yaris was their new super mini to conquer the European market, something that they've been having difficulties with compared to companies like Nissan. Toyotas were far more popular in countries like the USA at this time, and the Yaris was sold there as the Echo. The Toyota Yaris shared the award with the Yaris Verso, a tiny MPV that looked more at home on the K-car riddled streets of Tokyo. It might have sold well elsewhere, but the Yaris failed to take the European market by storm. The jury just missed out on making a mistake in 2000. Their second pick, just losing out to the Yaris, was the Fiat Multipla. While it was innovative, it was pilloried by the press and the public for its looks, and it didn't sell very well. But the 2001 winner, Alfa's new hatchback, the 147, did look quite good. It beat out the new generation Mondeo by one single point, 238 to 237, so it was a close run thing, and Toyota's Prius was only 9 points behind both of them, so it wasn't a clear-cut victory. In hindsight, the Prius might have been a better winner. The hybrid drivetrain signalled the way that the car industry was going, and the Alfa 147 never sold that well, with reviewers complaining of light handling that wasn't very exciting, unsupportive seats, poor interior space, and a cumbersome gear shift. Was this really an Alfa Romeo, a car that was supposed to be a driver's car? The 2002 winner was Peugeot with a new 300 series, the 307. The platform was reworked from the 306 and it was shared with the Citroën C4. But the 307 was a larger car than the 306. Its good value, performance, handling and interior space meant it was one of the few cars to go toe-to-toe with the new Focus and, on occasion, win out. It helped PSA sales blossom into the 2000s, and PSA sold over 3 million 307s. Renault was back with the new Megane in 2002, and it won Car of the Year in 2003. The looks were a little out there, with a large protruding rear end. It was underlined by the Groove Armada track in the advert, "I See You Baby." It was another solid car from Renault, if you could get over the striking looks, and sold well across France and into Europe, with over 3 million produced over 10 years. I've spent some time this autumn in Italy, and I can tell you the jury picked the right car in 2004, Fiat's new Panda. Sometimes it seems that this is the only car on the road, given it's been on sale without much of a style change for over 20 years. It's not hard to see why it's so popular. It's a shape that maximizes interior space while seating 4 adults in comfort, all with just enough interior comforts to keep it pleasant, and all for a rock bottom price. No wonder that the shape didn't change much with the 3rd generation in 2012, and the car keeps on selling today. The Prius might have missed out to the Alfa 147 in 2001, but that changed with the next generation car in 2004. And to be fair, this is the version of the Prius that became well known. Toyota already had its sights set beyond the Prius, though. They were adding hybrid engines at this stage to other cars in their fleet to get an advantage over the competition. Surely hybrids were the future, and Toyota had the keys to the future. The Car of the Year judges certainly thought so. The first Renault Clio had won in 1990, the 2nd generation had been passed up, but the 3rd generation won in 2006, narrowly edging out the 6th generation Volkswagen Passat. It was based on the platform used by the 2002 Nissan Micra, but as the judges had ignored that car, they clearly felt that Renault's version was far superior. It got a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, which was better than some of the other previous Car of the Year award winners. The Clio had got a little larger and moved up market, and one judge described it as a great little car that should inspire bigger ones. Customers agreed, and 2.4 million of them would be sold over 9 years. Car buyers by this stage had gone MPV crazy, yet only one of them, the Renault Megane Scenic, had won. That changed in 2007 with the Ford Smax that beat out the Vauxhall Opel Corsa by just 2 points. Based on the Mondeo platform, the goal was to make it handle as well as that car despite being taller and to offer more space. With customers warming to taller cars, maybe this was the future of the Mondeo. Well, people who liked it certainly liked it, but the S-Max sales never really took off and production ended in 2023. Fiat had learnt their lesson from the Multipla. Yes, customers wanted a practical car with a TARDIS-like interior, but they weren't happy with the oddball looks. So the stylist that bought you the Multipla produced the beautiful new Fiat 500 in 2007, which became the European Car of the Year winner in 2008. It didn't just look good, it was practical as well, seating 2 large adults in comfort. The room in the back is a little cramped, but it was good enough for a couple of kids, and with the seats down there was a surprising amount of space. Fiat had another hit on their hands, and you can buy one that looks very similar to this original car today. In 2009, like 2001, the voting was split by just 1 point. The judges couldn't make up their mind between the latest Ford Fiesta and the Vauxhall Opel. What's that? And the Vauxhall Opel Insignia. In the end, they went with the Insignia. Could this be the car to break up the German Big Three? Well, sales started well. It outsold the Ford Mondeo, but it couldn't beat the BMW 3 Series. Sales never set the world on fire, and production of the second generation car ended in 2022. The Fiesta, the second place car, fared a lot better. The 6th generation car was well liked. Journalists were surprised that the stunning concept survived virtually unchanged into production. It got exported to North America and found a small but loyal fan base there. Over in Europe, it sold very well, thank you very much. Well, that's it for the noughties. Click on the right for the penultimate part of the video where I take a look at the 2010s, or if you're watching this the day the video launched, then wait until tomorrow. See you tomorrow.